The garage was almost empty. Too quiet. I pressed the button on my keys, and the echo of the beep felt louder than it should have. That's when I realized I wasn't as alone as I thought. Welcome to Good Stories Today, your channel for emotional and inspiring stories. Listen while you drive, work, or simply seek inspiration. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next videos. Chapter 1. Just Another Tuesday. My name is Sharon. I'm 32. I work in marketing for a tech company in Austin. Most days blur together: meetings, deadlines, coffee runs, late nights at the office. That Tuesday was no different. I'd stayed late to finish a presentation. By the time I packed up, it was almost 9 p.m. The office was nearly empty, just a few people scattered across different floors. I grabbed my bag, checked my phone, 3 unread texts, 2 emails I'd deal with tomorrow, and headed for the elevator. The parking garage was connected to the building. 5 levels, dimly lit, concrete and fluorescent lights that buzzed faintly. I parked on level 3. Always level 3, near the stairwell. I'd walked this route hundreds of times. I could do it with my eyes closed, which is probably why I wasn't paying attention. I stepped out of the elevator, still looking at my phone, scrolling through Instagram, replying to a text from my sister. My heels clicked against the concrete. I barely noticed how quiet it was, how empty, how the only sounds were my footsteps and the hum of the lights. I glanced up briefly, orienting myself. My car was about 50 feet away. Dark blue sedan, 3rd row. I could see it from here, almost there. I looked back down at my phone. It was just routine, just another Tuesday, just another walk I'd done 100 times before. I thought I was safe. Chapter 2. The first sign. I was maybe 20 feet from my car when I heard it. Footsteps, not mine. Heavier, slower, echoing off the concrete walls. I stopped scrolling, looked up. The garage was quiet again. Just the hum of the lights. I listened. Nothing. I told myself I was imagining it. There were other people who worked late. Other cars on this level. It was nothing. I kept walking. But I slipped my phone into my bag this time, and I started paying attention. A few more steps, and then I heard it again. Footsteps. Closer this time. I glanced over my shoulder. There was a shadow near one of the support columns, maybe 30 feet back. A person? Or just the way the light was hitting the wall? I couldn't tell. My heart started beating a little faster. Not panic, not yet. Just awareness. That prickling feeling at the back of your neck. The one that says, something's not right. I walked a little faster. My car was right there. 10 more feet. I reached into my bag, fumbling for my keys. Found them. Pressed the unlock button. The car beeped. The lights flashed. And in that moment of silence after the beep, I heard it again. Footsteps. Definitely footsteps. And they were getting closer. I wanted to believe it was nothing, that I was overreacting. But my body knew better. Chapter 3. The mistake I should have turned around. I should have looked. But I didn't. Because I didn't want to seem paranoid. I didn't want to make eye contact with some stranger and feel embarrassed for being scared. So I just walked faster. Fumbled with my keys. Dropped them. Damn it. I muttered. I bent down to pick them up. And that's when I made the mistake. I pulled out my phone. Not to call anyone. Not to use the flashlight. Just habit. Checking the screen. Seeing if I had any new notifications. My brain seeking the comfort of distraction. But while I was looking down, I stopped paying attention to the footsteps. Stopped listening. Stopped being present. And when I finally looked up, my car door open, ready to get in. I saw him. A man. maybe 20 feet away, walking toward me. Not quickly, not running, just walking, hands in his pockets, hood up. He wasn't looking at me. Or maybe he was. I couldn't tell. My stomach dropped. Every instinct in my body screamed, "Get in the car. Now." But I froze. My hand on the door handle, my bag half in, half out. I just stood there, watching him get closer. He was 10 feet away now, and he still hadn't changed direction. Still walking toward me. My brain was screaming at me to move, to get in, to lock the door. But my body wasn't listening. I was locked in place, heart pounding, breath shallow, completely frozen. I'd ignored my instincts. I'd been distracted. And now I didn't know what to do. Chapter 4. The Peak of Fear. He was 5 feet away, and then he spoke. "Excuse me." His voice was low, calm, but it shattered the silence like glass breaking. I didn't respond, couldn't respond. My throat was tight. My hands were shaking. "Excuse me," he said again, a little louder. He took another step. That's when my brain kicked into overdrive. Run, scream, get in the car, drive, do something. But I still couldn't move. I was trapped in my own body, paralyzed by fear and indecision. What if I'm overreacting? What if he just needs directions? What if I scream and he's just some guy looking for his car and I look like an idiot? But another voice, quieter, deeper, was saying something else. "Trust yourself. This doesn't feel right. Move." He was 3 feet away now. I could see his face under the hood. Young, maybe mid-20s. He wasn't smiling. "Hey, do you have the time?" The time? That's all he wanted. The time. But every fiber of my being was screaming that this wasn't about the time. My hand tightened on the door handle, and then I heard it. A sound behind him. Far away. An elevator door opening. Voices. Other people. He heard it too. He glanced back, then looked at me again. For just a second, our eyes met. And I saw something in his expression shift, like he'd decided something. And then he turned and walked away. Not quickly. Not running, just walked back the way he came. Hands in his pockets, like nothing had happened. I stood there, frozen, watching him disappear into the shadows near the stairwell. The elevator doors opened. 2 people stepped out, laughing, talking, completely oblivious. And I was still standing there, shaking, unable to move. The danger wasn't just him. It was how disconnected I'd been from my own awareness. Chapter 5. The stop. The shift. I don't know how long I stood there, maybe 30 seconds, maybe a full minute. But eventually, my body caught up with my brain. I got in the car, locked the doors, threw my bag in the passenger seat, and I just sat there, hands gripping the steering wheel, breathing hard. My mind was racing. What just happened? Was I in danger, or was I overreacting? Did I just freak out over nothing? Or did something bad almost happen? I didn't know. And that uncertainty was almost worse than the fear. I looked around the garage. The 2 people from the elevator were walking toward their car, still talking, completely unaware. The man was gone. Everything looked normal. But I didn't feel normal. I took a breath. A real breath. Deep. Slow. And I thought about something my mom had told me years ago. Trust your gut, Sharon. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Don't talk yourself out of it. I'd spent the last 10 minutes doing exactly that, talking myself out of my own instincts, dismissing the fear because I didn't want to seem paranoid, ignoring the signs because I was distracted, tired, just going through the motions. And I'd almost paid for it. I closed my eyes, and I prayed. Not a formal prayer, not words I'd memorized, just honest. God, I don't know what just happened. I don't know if I was really in danger or if I'm just scared, but I'm grateful I'm okay. I'm grateful I listened, even if it was late. Help me stay present. Help me pay attention. Help me trust myself. I sat there for another minute, and then I started the car, turned on the headlights, and I drove out of that garage slowly, carefully, eyes scanning every shadow, every corner. Not paranoid, just aware. I didn't ask God to remove the fear. I asked Him to keep me present. Chapter 6. The drive home. I drove home with the radio off, windows up, doors locked, checking my rearview mirror every few seconds. Not because I thought I was being followed, but because I was paying attention now. Really paying attention. To the cars around me, to the streets, to the turns I was taking. I wasn't on autopilot anymore. When I pulled into my apartment complex, I didn't park in my usual spot. I parked right under a streetlight, near the entrance. I waited until I saw another resident walking toward the building. And then I got out, locked my car, and walked quickly inside. Once I was in my apartment, door locked, chain on, I finally let myself breathe. I dropped my bag on the couch, kicked off my heels, and I just stood there, safe, but shaken. I thought about calling someone, my sister, my best friend. But what would I say? I think maybe something almost happened, but I'm not sure. It sounded ridiculous even in my head, but it didn't feel ridiculous. It felt real. And that was the point. I'd learned to trust that feeling. Conclusion. What changed that night? I didn't sleep well. I kept replaying the moment in my head. The footsteps, the man, the question. And I kept asking myself, what if? What if the elevator hadn't opened? What if those people hadn't shown up? What if I hadn't gotten in my car when I did? But I also asked myself another question. What if I'd been paying attention from the start? What if I hadn't been distracted by my phone? What if I'd listened to my instincts the first time I heard the footsteps? Would I have even been in that situation? I thought about how disconnected I'd become. Not just that night, but in general, walking through life on autopilot. Head down, mind somewhere else, always distracted, always multitasking, always half present. And I realized that's dangerous. Not just in parking garages, but everywhere. The danger wasn't the garage. It was how disconnected I had become from my own awareness. And I decided that night, I wasn't going to live like that anymore. I started small. I stopped looking at my phone when I was walking. I started paying attention to my surroundings, who was nearby, what felt off, what my gut was telling me. I trusted my instincts instead of dismissing them. And I gave myself permission to look paranoid, because being safe mattered more than being polite. I also started praying differently, not just in moments of fear, but throughout the day, asking God to help me stay present, to help me see clearly, to help me trust myself. And slowly, I started to feel different, not fearful, not paranoid, just aware. And awareness, I realized, is a form of strength. Final reflection. I don't know if I was really in danger that night. Maybe I was. Maybe I wasn't. But it doesn't matter. What matters is that I listened to my instincts, to my body, to that quiet voice inside that said, something's not right. We live in a world that tells us to ignore those voices, to not make a scene, to not be paranoid, to not overreact. But sometimes, overreacting is what keeps you safe. Sometimes, trusting your gut is what saves your life. So if you're watching this, and you've ever felt that chill down your spine, if you've ever dismissed your instincts because you didn't want to seem crazy, I want you to hear this. Trust yourself. Pay attention. Stay present. Your awareness is not paranoia, it's protection. And if something feels wrong, it probably is. You don't owe anyone an explanation. You don't owe anyone politeness at the expense of your safety. You owe yourself presence, awareness, and the courage to listen to what your body is telling you. If this story resonated with you, subscribe to Good Stories today for more honest, human stories about fear, faith, and the moments that change how we see the world. Thanks for listening. And remember, the most dangerous thing you can do is stop paying attention. Stay present, stay aware, stay safe. See you in the next story.